Hi there, Online Academy students and any of my in-person students who might be watching from home due to absence. Today's lesson is on federalism. Now, federalism is one of our 7 principles of government. It's one of our 7 building blocks that's kind of embedded within our Constitution. And if we look here at this diagram, federalism is a system of government in which the national and state governments share power, but the national government is supreme. Now, this is opposite of what we had under the Articles of Confederation. Under the Articles of Confederation, we had a confederacy, which is a system of government where national and state governments share power, but the states were more powerful. And that clearly did not work for the United States. So we switched to a federal system. Now, anytime I use the word federal government or national government, that means the exact same thing. Okay? So national government is our entire nation, and federal government is also our entire nation. You'll also hear sometimes the term central government. So national government, federal government, and central government all mean the same thing. I have a tendency to flip-flop back and forth between national and federal quite a bit. So I wanted to make that clear. So the best way to explain federalism is to look at a Venn diagram. And as you know, a Venn diagram takes 2 topics. One side is about one topic, the other side is about the other topic, and in the middle are characteristics that they share or have in common. So when we're looking at different powers within our government, I have listed out here in this Venn diagram. On the left side, the national government powers or federal government powers, these are called delegated powers. And these are powers given only to the federal government, okay? These are things like maintaining the Army and Navy, declaring war, coining and printing money, making treaties with other nations. And there's a whole list there. But these are things that the states cannot do, okay? So let's take coin and print money, for example. We have a U.S. dollar. And no matter what state in the United States you go to, a U.S. dollar is a U.S. dollar. There's no such thing as Missouri dollars or Kansas dollars or New York dollars or Alaska dollars. Okay, each state does not have its own currency. Now, each state did have its own currency under the Articles of Confederation, and that was a big train wreck during that time period. So that's one thing that the federal government controls. Something else to look at, declaring war. Again, the state of Texas can't declare war on Mexico. The state of North Dakota can't declare war on Canada. California can't declare war on Russia, okay? Only the federal government or the national government can declare war. And as we talked about earlier this week in some of our readings, the power to declare war does not rest with the president. The power to declare war against another nation is Congress's power. So Congress votes on who we go to war with. All right, so there's a list there of delegated powers. I'm not going to go over each one individually. That's going to be part of your assignment today. I'm going to now move over to the right-hand side to the state powers, or what we call the reserved powers. These are powers reserved to the states, and the federal government should not interfere. These are things like setting up local government, regulating schools and education, conducting elections, driver's license, hunting and fishing licenses, regulating trade within the state. These are things that were left to the states, okay? So we have, let's take education. So we're governed by the Lee Summit School District Board of Education. We're also then kind of governed by the Missouri State Board of Education. Yes, there is a Department of Education at the federal level, but they don't really push out mandates or controls on local districts. Each district really runs itself. Same with local government. We have a mayor or a city council or whatever, and they kind of govern Lee Summit. Now certainly we have to look at what does the governor want for our state or the president for our nation, but locally that's taken care of by the mayor and the city council. And then in the middle, we have what are called shared powers or concurrent powers. Concurrent means at the same time. And so these are powers that the national government and the state governments both have a part in. So for example, collecting taxes. Every time I get paid, I pay Missouri taxes and I pay federal government taxes. Establishing courts. There are state courts and there are federal courts. There are state banks and federal banks. There are state laws and there are federal laws. And there are even local and city ordinances as well. So enforcing laws happens, at the national level and the state level. Punishing criminals, that's part of the court system. Building roads, we have, state-funded highways and federally funded highways as well. And then just providing for the general welfare of the people. That's done at the local level, the state level, and the federal level. So on your assignment that you're going to do, when it asks you to, locate a certain power, just take a look on the Venn diagram and see if it's a delegated or federal government power, reserved or state power, or a concurrent or shared power. And that is federalism, again, a system of government in which the national and state government share power, but the national government is supreme. And what that ultimately means is if there's a conflict between a state law and a federal law, the federal law is supreme and it overtakes the state law. All right, thanks for listening. Have a great day.